All right. So listen, I had this situation. I actually had called Jeff Ecker on this one because, and he loves it when I call him up and ask him a tax question. He says, Charlie, Jeff, this is a tax question even you can answer. Okay. Okay. So let's see here. The seller refuses to turn over the bank statements during the due diligence. All right. And he claims the following. And actually, the student that sent this to me is on the call tonight. He says, I have one LLC. This is from the seller. So when my student said, hey, we can't go forth, I can't get the bank statements. I need to verify the income on this deal. If you're not going to give me the bank statements, how can I do it? And the seller comes back and says, hey, I have one LLC that covers all 48 properties and all are on one bank account. And since I bought in multiple years, they're all on different Schedule E's. We bought 32 units in 2015 that are on one Schedule E. You know, it's not as simple as you think. So my question, let me see if I'm going to jump ahead here a little bit. Oh, I gave the answer. Everybody pretend you didn't see that one. I want to know, how do we solve this problem? Richard said, request his tax returns. Richard, he's got all different Schedule E's. If you didn't get, oh, Harold, you suck. I can't stand you. Sometimes I wonder why you're here. You're a pain in my ass. If you didn't get 9, walk. Oh, Mike Smith says walk. Raj says if you didn't get 9, don't make any offer. Don't make any offers. Problem with the stop is that sellers bribe. Well, that's a crime, Mitch. That would be a crime. Oh man, that would be bad. Okay, so but listen. Okay, let's talk about this because this is what here's the deal. Here's the problem, Mitch. The tenant has to sign this. All right. Now, you can say on the pains and penalties of perjury or as a contract, it's tough to put any, you're not going to go after a tenant because he lied on a tenant estoppel. But you want to be able to verify the income on this property. And if the seller cannot provide the documentation from his bank accounts, we've got to go to the source of that revenue, which happens to be the tenants. Now, one of the things that we want to verify, and what you don't see on the certificate, is a question of when was your last rent paid. So that is in the hopes of them verifying whether they're behind in their rent or not. Now, one of the things is I think our purchase and sale agreement, I didn't check beforehand, but I might be. I might think that our purchase and sale agreement already requests the ability to go out and get tenant estoppel certificates from all the tenants. All right. So I think we have that right to begin with. But if they will not give you the bank statements, we've got to go to the source of the revenue, which are the tenants. It's not 100%. It is never going to be as good as a bank statement. But if this is a smoking hot deal for this particular student, this is a very good deal. We don't want to let it go. We want to have to go back and make sure that we get as much information as we can, because I like this deal. This is a good deal because the landlord has, the owner has set up his banks the wrong way. Because even even Jeff Ecker said, it's not the right way for an accountant to have all these, have one Schedule E for all these properties. You really do need to, on a portfolio level, you really do need to break out each property with its own Schedule E. But because we don't have that information, we're not going to get it. We're going to go back to the next best thing, which is this tenant estoppel letter. So that's why we have this information. This is how we're going to get this problem solved and move on with an accepted LOI and an executed purchase and sale agreement. So, okay, good. Sue is saying that she believes it does have the tenant estoppel request in there. Okay, cool, Excellent. All right, we're coming in for a landing here. And banks, oh, good. Banks are all good with that. And David, I'm only kidding. I love you, brother. So banks are all good with that. Yeah, because here's the thing, guys. On a residential deal, you very rarely do tenant estoppel letters. On a commercial deal, like a triple net, you always get you always get these tenant estoppel letters. I mean, if you've got a triple net lease, the bank requires that the person signs off, and it's usually like a 5 to 6 page document for the tenant estoppel letter, detailing everything, verifying everything. So, but on you can get away with a tenant estoppel letter that is 1 page long for the and in this particular case, I think it's either a 24 or a 36, a 30 unit property. So it'll be very easy to get, and it'll be nice. You can start very fresh with verifying that that what the tenant says they're paying matches up with the leases. It's not going to show the deposits, not going to show the any credits or what have you. But hey, it's going to be the best we can get. All right.